We're in the warehouse again today. It is another scorcher. That sun just beats down off of this pavement. We don't have any air conditioning and it's hot. I got some stuff done earlier. I am gonna grind the glands. Miss Cindy's working on the Easy Raccoon.
Hey.
Are you having fun?
So much fun.
Yeah. This is our Easy Raccoon. We've showed that before. It's got the low pro. It's a one-piece unit with the wire you can wrap around, but that's the Easy Raccoon. She's putting them in our retail bags. That's our retail packaging for the Easy Raccoon. We also have the Easy Coyote and the Easy Rabbit. But they're all pretty much getting ready. They're retail packaged. We are in Shields, so anybody out there that has a Shields by you, you can go in and get our products there. You can also get our products through Midway. Midway USA is carrying all of these as well. And what we do is we package them up in 3, and you don't even have to buy a whole dozen. We've got them packaged in 3 packs, and you're not breaking the bank. You can grab 3 of them. We get them all in line. She's going to bend those in half, and they go in the packages and nothing up like that. You're piping out today from all your hard work. Cindy's been a friend of mine for, oh geez, how long? 40 years?
Yes.
I met you probably in homeroom back in 7th grade.
Yes, you did.
7th or 8th grade. That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
I wish. But Cindy is, she's from big families. Cindy's got, well, actually, the whole wrestling team back in high school was either Lorson's or X. Lorson's or X. It was, you know, one weight class would be a Lorson, the next one would be an Eck, and then it would go back to a Lorson and then an Eck, and then there would be one straggler in there. Our whole wrestling team came from the Valley. Am I wrong?
So true.
it's actually right on target. But Cindy does a nice job. You'll see her more. She comes over part-time sometimes. What we're gonna do today, here in the afternoon, we're gonna come back in the chum room, and I'm gonna grind the Red Fox glands. I got the Red Fox glands at the Pennsylvania convention this year from a guy named Joel. I put a couple feelers out and ended up buying some Red Fox glands, bought some Coyote glands, bought some Skunk essence also, but we're going to grind these up and then tincture them out. And that's the glands. There's a little coating on top. I did put salt in there to keep them from molding or anything of that nature, but we'll get them ground up. I definitely want to get these pallets done. I still got those deer pods to do, but it's definitely hot, and it's one of the things that I can get done today, and it'll be done before I go on another golf trek this weekend with the kid. He's got a tournament Saturday, Sunday, 2-day event in New Jersey, and then he's got another 2-day event in North Philadelphia on Tuesday and Wednesday. So it's another one of those 4 golf days in 5 days, and if I get this done, I'll be able to enjoy it and not have to worry about coming back to do it. But we're gonna let Cindy do her thing. You get a few of them piled up. Do you enjoy it?
So much.
So much. As you can see, that's why she hangs in the warehouse. She's as sarcastic as I am. It's a good thing. But the one thing I will show you, we did do this yesterday. We've got this side of the wall done with all our wild meats. I mention it once in a while. I don't mention it much at all. Probably as much as I should, because it really is a good product. This is our wild meat line. We're not fully stocked, as you can see. We have some empty bins, but we're going to be filling all these. I am going to open to the public probably September, maybe early October. We'll be open probably 2 days a week. Fridays from about noon to 4, And then Saturdays from about probably 8 till noon. So we'll be open in a couple days. We'll give people a chance to come in. The wild meats will be the first thing that people see. It's whether our exotic 4-ounce stick packages, our 6-ounce summer sausages, and they're going to come in venison with cheddar, elk with cheddar, water buffalo, wild boar. We have our wild boar jerky, venison jerky, elk jerky, bison jerky, all of our single sticks, which are actually really good. There's 9 different ones of those. Elk with cheddar. It's a real meaty stick. It's a nice snack. For anybody that's had it, we set it up at Harrisburg at the NRA show every year. We've had it at a lot of other events, the Bloomsburg Fair. And I've had that company for about 10 years. I had a brick and mortar, but COVID, along with everything else in this world, everything went to shit, but COVID changed the whole landscape of that brick and mortar store. Pre-COVID to post-COVID, it wasn't even in the same ballpark, and you can't be open and sell $20 worth of stuff and expect to stay in business at a brick and mortar. The mom and pops really took a beating, but we'll have all of these full. As you can see, we've talked about before, our crawfish oil, salmon oil, fish oil, our knives, our tumblers. These are our Mountain Man gnomes, which are kind of cool. I don't know if I showed them before, but it's a little Mountain Man gnome. It's got the Woolrich red plaid. This one has a red fox hat, possum beard, and beaver around the trim on the boots. We've got raccoon ones, beaver ones, gray fox, bobcat. We've got different ones. They're kind of a unique item that a couple girls sew for me. But with that, I think, Cindy, I'm going to be back there stinking up the joint.
Okay.
And you continue to get your workout in. Thank you for the help. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I do. We're going to start grinding. I'm going to show you what they look like before I grind them, after I grind them as well, and then we'll probably finish this up today. We're bringing our third Johnny Thorpe lure to market this week, and that's the MUSKCALL. And we'll show you the MUSKCALL. We'll talk about it, and up to now, I just wanted to say I really appreciate the support and the business on the Johnny lures as well as our stuff. It takes a lot to, this is a small business. It's a small operation, but it still takes a lot to run this. It takes support. It takes, the ability of you guys out there to go out and set some traps and use the baits and use the lures and the products and catch some fur, and we're always happy when we get an email that says, hey, we used the Mountain Man, or hey, we used your Madness or whatever, and getting those emails continues to push me in the direction of keeping this full bore and being in here on a daily basis doing this stuff. So I definitely want to thank everybody for the support in that process. And we're going to go in the chum room, get the grinder set up, and start grinding some fox glands. The glands, as you can see, they're right there in that bucket. That's all the fox glands. You can see how it's the gland, the part of the anal cavity. Basically, when you're taking your glands out, I don't mind getting a gland that's got, an inch of the intestine or whatever, but make sure you squeeze out all the fecal matter. Make sure you squeeze out that, and because that will, hamper it. And when you're doing glands, you want them to be as fresh as you can have them, and you don't really want that fecal matter in there. But that's the glands. We're going to use this. As I said, these grinders are fantastic. They're not hard to set up at all. You're just putting the blade on. That's going to go down in. The blade's in there. The piece that we want to use goes on. It notches in, and then we just close it right up. What I'm going to do first, though, after I get this in here to where it connects. Tighten that up. But what I'm gonna do first is, you can see in that bucket right there, if you look, there's a lot of juices in there, and that's the runoff, the little bit of blood, whatever has come out of there as far as secretions. I'm gonna drain that out as much as I can. I'm gonna actually keep that because I like that being part of the base. I don't mind that with the glands. Once I get the glands ground up and fine, that will soak right in to help them coagulate. And it doesn't matter if you're doing coyote glands or bobcat glands or fox glands. They're all gonna go well with that liquid. It's gonna be something that's a positive. So we're just going to drain that off in the bucket. So that's all going in there. I'm keeping the glands up. I'm just getting the liquid off. And that definitely smells foxy coming out of there. I got most of that off of there. That's fine. There was one gland that fell in, just that little gland. I don't want that in there. We want to grind that. So with that, we're gonna start our grinder. They have 2 speeds on this particular grinder plus a reverse. I do use the reverse once in a while. You may have seen it when I was doing the beaver caster. I reverse it so it pushes any of that sinew out and then gets it back and pushes it through. But there's 1 speed there, and then there's the fast. I'm always grinding at the fast. We're gonna start grinding the glands, and you'll see what comes out of here. Fine that is now. It's almost, it looks like hamburger. I wouldn't be making a burger out of it, but you can see how fine that grinds through there. And this chunk right here, you're gonna see it really come out. And you can actually see how it grinds all down to a real fine mixture that's going to be able to be tinctured out. And as I said earlier, I'll stop grinding so I don't have to yell over this. As I said earlier, when I'm grinding these, I like to tincture with the ground versus the whole pot. You're going to get more out of it. So we've got about 1.5 gallons of really good red fox gland that we got from Joel. And I actually got an email from him, or a text from him, a couple days ago, and asked me how I like the glands. And I said, I haven't ground them yet, but I was happy with when you brought them. And I told him, I said, you know, the second batch of Red Vixen's going to have your glands in it. So that was pretty cool to be able to tell him that his glands are going to be used in that second batch of Red Vixen. But we're going to get this going. Finish the rest of these glands, and then I'll show you the mixture at the end and how that gland soaks up all of those liquids to make a nice, not a paste, but it's going to soak it up. And then we're going to tincture this out with, as always, the Everclear 190 proof vodka. Pretty much it coming out of there, but as you can see, they're all done now. I told you that that liquid would coagulate, and you can see all those glands were ground up, and now we have a nice, really good base to tincture. These are all the fox glands that I bought, and you can see how they accepted that blood and whatever was left. But that's pretty much the ground glands, and that's what good ground glands are going to look like. Now with that, I'm going to tincture it with the 190 Everclear, and I'm going to just put that in there. we'll put one in. You can see how it fills it over it. We're gonna actually take another one and tincture the sides down. That's good. So that's gonna sit now. That's gonna sit for probably a good 6 months, because we've got the first batch done. But I'm gonna move that around just a little bit, and as you can see, them glands are all fine, all ground, and they are going to tincture nicely into that mixture. We're actually going to add probably, I definitely want more. I can definitely use more. We're going to add another 2 bottles of the Everclear, because you can go about, if you got a gallon of glands, you can tincture out 2 gallons. If you got 2 gallons of glands, you can tincture out 4 gallons, the whole thing. So we're gonna actually put 2 more of the Everclear in there, and we're gonna tincture this to get more of that as time goes on. You can see I'm sweating. My elbows have created sweat pads on the pants, but this is going to tincture out. This is what we're going to use for the main base of the Red Vixen. Now, there's a lot of other things that Johnny has in there that goes well with this, but this will be, once we get this tinctured out, this will be and is the base of what we use for the Red Vixen, these glands and the tincture. So it's something that it's a process. As I said, we're going to tincture this out for at least 6 months. When I think about it in 3 weeks or 2 weeks or a month, I will grab a spatula or something. I will stir it up, mix it all up, and just leave it sit another month. And then I'll remember maybe in 3 weeks from that point or a month and stir it up. But at the end of 6 months, when you pop the lid on this, I mean, you can smell it already. It smells Red Fox, but you're also going to have that alcohol. It's not tinctured yet. But in 6 months, every iota of something that comes out of this bucket is just going to reek of Red Fox gland. And as you can see, it's a little messy. I'm going to have to clean this up. I'm actually going to do the beaver livers today, since I'm in the mess that I'm in right now, and I'm sweating. I might as well get it done. It's done before I leave, and it helps me clean that pallet up back there. But I'm gonna do that later. I'm gonna get a sticker on this Red Fox gland tincture. I'm gonna get a couple paper towels, dry off, and clean this up so there's no contamination from Red Fox to the beaver. Like, it probably wouldn't matter. That's one of the things out there I wanted to, impress on you as well. If you mix something up or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's not going to ruin it. It's, that's why we put a couple different scents. And if there's a little bit of Red Fox remnants of the gland in here, and I'm grinding beaver livers and beaver meat and whatever, a little bit of that Red Fox isn't going to hurt it. It might even add to it, but I'll clean it up just so I know that I have the straight product. But all in all, that's how we do it. It's hot, and we're going to continue the process. Once I dry off and grab a few of the MUSKCALLs, I'll present the MUSKCALLs over here on the table. But that'll be our third Johnny lure, along with the Bad Medicine and the Red Vixen, which we're actually working part of the process for the next batch already today. The MUSKCALL will be our third one. It's a great lure. Johnny cut his teeth on it out in the Badlands out west, and it's full of gland and fox rocks and all these different smells, and it's a really good overall attractive lure to a lot of different critters. So we're gonna showcase that one here in a bit after I clean this up and get a sticker on there so I don't forget what it is. Well, we're out here on the golf course. We got done in the warehouse today, and Hunter's getting his work in for his tournament this weekend, but I just saw something that I've never seen ever in nature, and I was, it was amazing. I was sitting right here looking out through these stacked pines, and I love stacked pines like this. I've always done well trapping, hunting, anything, you know, dealing with that in the outdoors in these stacked pines. And right there, I thought was 2 red squirrels, basically right there on that log over there. I thought I saw 2 red squirrels chasing each other, and it was 2 weasels because they're obviously not white. It's the summertime. And they ran down, and I caught one last glimpse of them down in here in the bottom. But that's one of the things that, you know, I will say to you right here that helped me out as time goes on. This is something that you can anywhere across the country. I know you drive down roads, you see dead, you know, possums, you see dead raccoons, you see dead red fox, you see dead coyotes. That right there is giving you a ready-made spot for when trapping season comes in. If the one coon's using that trail, the other ones are using it as well, and they're basically not getting hit. So you go there and set, you're gonna catch them. And I found a lot of trails over the years by just watching where the animals are hit on the highway. But I got 2 weasels in this thick pine stretch, and there's a road that's just over there about 50, 60 yards that goes down to houses down in there, and that's easily accessible. I can go in there and put some weasel boxes this winter, and I think we're gonna try and catch some weasels in there. But we're out here doing his golf, and it's pretty cool. I got to see, I've never seen that all the years that I've been out in nature. I think I've seen 1 weasel in my entire life, and I just saw 2 chasing each other. Definitely come in here and set some this fall. What do you got here, Meat?
I have a 60 degree. Downhill, probably like 60 yards.
60 degree. Let's see what you got. What do you think?
I might have to go just a bit. Oh yeah, I did.
That's pretty good. You're about 6 feet.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Pretty good shot from there.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I would too. Get your work in. Anyway, we're just out here getting him some work, but I wanted to show those stacked pines. I'm still fired up. That's pretty cool. I've never seen that before. 2 weasels, one chasing the other one, running, busting ass down through there. And right there on that log, they went running right across that log down in there, and I caught a glimpse of them, just a passing glimpse of them down in there. We'll be back here in the fall putting some weasel boxes in there. We're very excited to come out with our 3rd Johnny Thorpe lure collection lure, and it's the MUSKCALL. The MUSKCALL is a fantastic lure. You can see that it's another thick, gland, rich, pasty type lure. Johnny's verbiage was, you can't find a better cat lure on the market. And the ingredients that goes in this are very attractive to cats. He first cut his teeth on this, and he talked about this lure a lot over the years. He first cut his teeth on this lure out in the Badlands, out west. And he caught a lot of cats, gray fox, coyote. It works for a lot of different critters. There's just a multitude of different glands and ingredients in this that make it really attractive to a large selection of fur bearers. And it's just, it's another one of those lures, just like the Bad Medicine and just like the Red Vixen. This MUSKCALL, when you take that lid off, it just, you let that lid off, it's going to ruminate in this room. And that's what you want out of a good animal lure. And it's on the market now. We've got the third one out. We've got the Bad Medicine, the first one we come out with. We have the Red Vixen last week and the MUSKCALL this week. I don't quite know when the next one's coming out. The next one's probably going to be the Barkstone, but I'm not done with it yet, and I'm not going to rush it, and I'm not going to just be putting it in a bottle to sell it. I want it to be as authentic as I can have it to his formulations, and as authentic as it can be for you trappers when you spend your hard-earned money and use it out in the field. I can guarantee you they're going to work for you. This goes along with everything we do. I've mentioned it in a couple of the previous videos. 100% money back guarantee. If you buy any one of our North American Trapper baits and lures, as well as any one of these Johnny Thorpe collection lures as we bring them out, and you use them and you're not happy with them for whatever reason, you send us back an empty bottle and we will send you your money. It's that simple. That's how much we believe in what we're doing. And I'm bringing you in, I'm showing you the processes. Grinding glands, tincturing glands, formulating the lures, putting them in a bottle, putting labels on them. We're showing you that process so that you can see that we're not just throwing stuff in a bottle to be a snake oil salesman. Yes, we want your sales. We will never, and I say it all the time, we will never not appreciate your business. But we're not going to just throw stuff in a bottle to get your money. We want you to be successful. We want everybody to be successful out there. And whether it's your first time in the field or whether it's your 1,000th time in the field where you've set and you're a veteran, we want you, when you get one of our products, to be very happy with what you're getting. And it's quite honestly a privilege for me, with all the time that I spent with Johnny, to have the opportunity to do this. 15 years ago when he was selling it, I wasn't ready for this. I didn't have the infrastructure. I didn't have the business acumen to understand how you do things to make yourself and everybody else successful that's part of it, whether we're making it or whether you're using it. We want everybody to, whether it's the Johnny Thorpe collection or our Mountain Man or whatever, we want you, when you get it, to know that when you put it in your ground hole or your dirt hole or your flat set or whatever, we want you to know that you have confidence that when you drive around that corner the next morning, you're waiting for something to be there bouncing. And I can't express that enough. And I'm probably going to beat that to a dead horse because that's very important to me and the brand. But one more time, that's the MUSKCALL. You can see it's another thick, pasty type glandular lure. You can actually see some of the glands in it ground up. And his label, actually, we used his verbiage. His label and his description was rich, musky, long-lasting aroma that improves with age, lasts for weeks at a set with no cat lure on the market that will match this blend. That's his words, and that's what we're trying to do. And he specifically said this works great for fisher, bobcat, and otter, with it being the cat lure that nothing else can match. And we definitely would love for you to try it. If not, you don't try our stuff, no matter what you try. We want you to be successful out there. And that's the MUSKCALL. It's our third one on the market. We're excited. We've got 3 of the 10 done. We're going to be a while till we get all of the 10 done. It'll be, well, we're planning on doing Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. That's when we've been posting these videos. And whether we're in here or out in the field, we're going to try and keep that progress up. And we're going to continue to post, hopefully, on Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. But it might be 52 more weeks before we have our 10th one come out, because it's going to take that long for some of the tinctures on a couple of those. But with that, we definitely are excited for this third one to hit the market, and I think you will be too when you get it and use it to put in the ground. The one thing we're doing, which is actually showing how much we're trying to be authentic. As you can see, these bottles, we had been taping them. We showed you the taped ones. We had been taping them. I started reading more in depth on Johnny's book one night, and he uses wax. And the one reason I started to notice is some of those, not the Red Vixen so much, but some of the bad medicines, the tape was actually drawing. I don't know if it was the heat or what, but it was drawing out some of the liquid to where it wasn't overrunning, but there was a little bit of that smell drawing out through the cracks, and we don't want that. So what I've done is I went and bought a burner the other day, and we're boiling our wax. And basically we're taking our lids just like him now. We go in, we pull out, and we're waxing all of the bottles now to seal them up and have them sealed correctly. So we've taken it one step further for the authenticity of Johnny's, to where we're actually going to be waxing them now, to where that will be how we close up every one of his. It's not conducive to the retail side of things sometimes, because the bottles are going to have waxy type lids, but it is what it is. We're going to wax the lids, and that's going to solve the issue of that smell getting out of them, because that bad medicine cannot sit on a shelf in a retail store. It just overtakes the whole room, and we've noticed that over the last couple weeks since we have bottled them, that we got to wax them. So that's going to be it for today as far as the filming. I am going to go back there, grab those last 2 orange buckets off the pallet. That's the beaver livers, and that, and also the beaver meat. And I'm going to grind that in the grinder, put that in buckets, give it some sodium benzoate, clean it up.
Email us today for a free catalog to browse all of our traps and snares, baits and lures, and much more. Get all of your trapping and predation control needs by emailing to info@NorthAmericanTrapper.com for your free catalog. Proven products equals proven conservation.